All right, I am live. Good morning. I'm Kathy and Calico Kate, and let's have a chat. Hey, I hope I'm live. I'm starting early so that I can find. Here I am. Okay, I think I may have this figured out. Here I am. Okay, I think I may have this figured out. Here I am. Okay, I think I may have this figured out. Let's go. Until anybody gets here. Let's go. This is for the replayers. I am emptying tea bags. I've kind of got them piled up here. So I thought while I waited for people, I said 9ish, so I'm emptying my tea bags into the trash. I don't know if this is the right way, wrong way, if I'm to be doing something with these tea bags besides what I'm doing. Somebody that's more a pro, please tell me, because I have no idea. But I like to play with the tea bags, and I want to today when I do my puzzle pieces. So I thought, since these were all piled up, I would get them emptied because I've already fixed another cup of tea and need to put it someplace. So I'll probably put it on that. Usually I was putting it on a paper towel, but I have paper towels stocked up. So I don't know if what to do with all the paper towels. I made Emerson a book. So I use some of those in there because she likes to write with markers on the paper towels. And so I thought, well, if they're in a little book, if it bleeds through, it only bleeds through on a paper towel. So because these pieces of muslin are already nice and tea dyed from these tea bags. So I am going to maybe start more fabric. Maybe regular fabric would be fun. Maybe I'll do that. My gosh, I can tea dye anything. And fabric is something I have. I'll get some scrap of fabric. That's what I'll do. Let me get a scrap of fabric. And we'll see what this pretty pink does. Sorry if I jostled the camera. Had my coffee. I'm now onto my tea. I have become, since my heart episode, I have become a huge hot tea drinker. It just tastes good, and I have to watch because I drink it instead of water. I get low on electrolytes, so I have to drink a glass of water with electrolytes in it. And but I don't always want that. I want hot tea. And I just ordered a bunch from Amazon. I told my husband that was my summer's worth of hot tea. He goes, yeah, I guess he didn't think that was going to do me for the summer. But I think it will. I bought a bunch. And my granddaughter loves to fix it. And I don't have a tea kettle. I just do it in the microwave. And now I have these tea bags. How fun is that? Okay, I've needed that job done. I was just waiting for my fabric and tea bags to get dry. And I have tea stained paper to play with today. And these lovely things. So I'm excited because I'm wanting to play with those. I've got my Mod Podge. I've got my glue, my paintbrush. I tried to get things ready. I won't always be this organized, but I tried today. Last night I tried some slow stitching, and I love making snippet rolls. If you don't know what a snippet roll is, here's the only one. Well, no, I've got others here. This is the only one I have handy. I have one hanging on the wall, but here's one. Sometimes I use my sewing machine and sew a fabric on because the decorating and collaging the fabric is my favorite part. The part I'm on right now is relaxing to me, but sometimes if my arthritis is hitting or something like that, I don't want to do this part. So I'll just sew it at the top and the bottom, or maybe the middle, to get that part done. Here's another one I sewed, and you can see I just did a little stitch at the top and the bottom. I had made this big flower and didn't know what to do with it. We are living, for any of you who are new. Hi, Janice. Hi, Melody. Oh, Melody, I will drink anything but Lipton and what's that other cheap tea? Love the flavored teas. I like the Camille with vanilla and honey. I ordered some strawberry and toast, I think it is, to try. Hi, Stacy. Welcome, Catitude. I love the name of your channel. Janice, I understand. Oh, yeah, that work just does get in the way, doesn't it? I just appreciate y'all coming in. I started early because I didn't want to screw up. If I screwed up, I wanted to screw up before everybody got here. I love making these snippet rolls. I could make snippet rolls every day. Every day. I'm making some that are shorter so that maybe I could put them in a Happy Mail Melody, yes, I saw Janet Nash drinking it, and our maybe I saw it in her cupboard when she opened it, and I had tea envy, so that's why I'm trying it, but they won't get here till tomorrow. My husband he he offered to pick me up some tea when he went to Kirksville the other day to Walmart, and I said no, I'll pick it out because I knew he'd look at prices and he'd get the very cheapest tea, and I wanted a little better tea. Um, so I'm thinking maybe if I do the solid one, I saw somebody do solid, just solid snippet rolls, and what they put on it were solid colors. So I wanted to try that. This is one of my favorites. And I probably need to go ahead and share it because what do you do with all of them? I have them hanging on the walls. I have them in Florida. They're rolled up into baskets. I have them hanging on my cart. Up here, they're hanging on. My mother-in-law had curtain. I keep hitting that. I'm sorry. They stick out. They're not the rods, but you know how you hang your curtain over them. I have them hanging on that. I mean, there's only so many snippet rolls I can do something with. I will, Melody. I will. Are you a big tea drinker? I just think it's so soothing. So soothing. And I got my little cup here, and it just feels so good to hold. My husband yesterday was looking for something in a cupboard, and he found my mother-in-law's it's old teapot. Janice, is that what I'm to do? I have trouble cutting them. They're like my babies or something. But that's what I do need to do. What's she snip them on? I've not seen her snip and put on. Maybe today that will be a prize. Wouldn't this make a lovely prize for somebody? Do you think people would want them? Feel free to tell me yay or nay or you're crazy or whatever. But maybe I'll use this snippet roll here that's finished as a prize because I just keep moving it, trying to figure out a good place. Stacy, are you saying yep for a prize or yep, Janet does that all the time? Okay, Janice, thank you. I will send this to someone as a prize. Janice, you may get this for being the first person here. How's that? I think I have your address even. Didn't I send you an ATC card or something? Or maybe we'll do a number. I got plenty I could mail. I have this one too I could mail to somebody. Shoot, I could mail 3 people part of this one. This one, I think it's upside down. This one, I think my granddaughter helped pick things out to put on it. So we might just do that. Hi, Tanya. How's Pensacola doing? I hope Pensacola's still there. Because when I come back, I'll need to see my friend and do some shopping. The thrift stores are kind of few and far between here. I think I have one in town. And when I say in town, I'm talking 13 miles away. And I go an hour to a Walmart. Oh, Stacy, that's a good idea. I could do that. That's what Lizzie would have told me. I go to an hour to Walmart, an hour to Aldi's, an hour to a big chain store. We, however, do have Mennonite bookstores. My husband and I may go to one of those today. Yes, Janet, I have one hanging on my wall. Let me go get that one. We have a small grocery store in town. Bless their hearts, they just can't compete with the, you know, Walmarts and stuff out of town. This is my wall hanging. I did a video of it for somebody's channel. I think Lizzie's. I'm not sure. But it starts up here. I hang it up here with this spool. You can't see that. With the spool, I hang it. And I just used lace as my hanger. And it's long. This quilt, my great-grandmother, I have an old quilt of hers. And on another video, I'm going to show what I'm doing with those. I have cut hearts of out of the quilt. It was falling apart, and I'm making an ornament for all my nieces and nephews on my side of the family. Now, when I'm talking nieces and nephews, I'm talking over 20 of them. So, and sisters and siblings and stuff. These are some vintage. Hi, babe. These are some vintage buttons I've put on there. A flower. I followed Lizzie's guidelines. What you doing?
Doing your thing.
Yeah, but you're fine. What do you need? Some yo-yos. This here, I want to give a shout out to Amore Fabriques, who sells. She's a friend of mine, Selena. She sells this beautiful fabric here. Here's more of that quilt of Granny Sutton's. Yo-yos upside down. Just some fabric flips I made. Another flower I made. I just had fun with this. I don't make very good yo-yos. So these were either given to me or I picked them up from somebody. I'm not sure. These are flowers from Hobby Lobby. So I put the old with the new. Some more vintage buttons with X's for hugs. And I just have this hanging on my wall. Have it colorful. I've practiced like my French knots and stuff like that. And I made this, I think it was last year when we were up here. I'm not real sure. Since we both retired last year, we try to spend 6 months here and 6 months in Florida. Yes, Janice, I want to get some of Angie's. I've heard that she excuse me, makes beautiful ones. So anyway, that's the one I have hanging on my wall. And when it's hanging on my wall, it means it's in my living room. This old farmhouse has a huge living room. And so my husband lets me have my craft space in the back of it. So the front of it is a living room. The back is the craft room. And I like it because, while he's watching TV or something, I can craft with him. Or whatever. She collected Indian arrowheads. Her grandfather, I should say, did more than she did. And so I have glass cabinets on the wall that she had those displayed in. So I have storage there. The bad part about storage where everybody can see it is, thank you, Janice. I appreciate that. That's right, Janice. I can keep an eye on him. Now, in Florida, he's in the house a whole lot more. Oh, Tanya, I am so sorry you have to call that dang dentist. You take care, and I'll see you when I get back if you're still there and not traveling. But we'll talk more on either the phone or YouTube. You take care and have a great day. He's in the house a lot more down there. Up here, he's got the farm, my son, the grandkids, and all that kind of stuff. So he's not quite as in the house. Like last night after we had eaten, he went out and did some bush hogging. Bush hogging is when you're mowing down weeds and stuff like that. We are raising sunflowers up here, and so they have to be mowed down at certain times until they get started. My son take care of all that. I just enjoy looking at the sunflowers. And on my video of the farm, I show some of those. Right now there are just pretty much black-eyed Susans. I hope nobody considers those weeds because I think they're so pretty. Oh, my tea. But I am so glad you guys decided to wake up with me today. I have this I want to work on. I want to first work on some fun ephemera. That's right. Well, and they're native. I believe, Florida's state flower, if I'm not mistaken. But do they grow native everywhere, Jan? I don't know. Does anybody know? I have this old book that was falling apart here, the house, and it's in Spanish, but I'm going to use it for a background. So I'm just going to tear this as we visit. I just love black-eyed Susan. To me, they say the prairie. But you do have them in Virginia. Cool. This is something you all can easily do with me if you'd like. Right now, I'm just taking an old book and cutting it into pages. I'll show you what I'm going to be making. Where's my other one? Here it is. I have these words I tore out last night, and I'm going to stamp some too. And then I like putting these as either little pocket slips in a journal. These I'll put on my snippet rolls. These I've sewn around, but I don't always sew around them. But this is what I'm making. You have a wonderful day too, Janice, and thanks for your information. That was very helpful. I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate it. I'm just tearing these books. I'm not a big fan of this white. Yes, I do. Sometimes I don't. These little ones, yes or no. I have this little box for when I clean up my desk that I'll throw a few in, but I don't keep all of my scrap paper. These, because they're old and already yellow, Stacy, I will keep some, but again, not everything. These white, I like to like stamp the words on and stuff like that. So I will keep some of these. And some depends on my mood. Like this one's torn. I won't keep it. And I made these different sizes. I think that's enough tearing. I won't get to these in a lifetime. Well, I will, but. And then I'm just going to stamp and get my little book words. I need to get more words to use, but these are the ones I had on a sheet from someplace. So I decided for now I would just use those. And I don't keep all of my tiny little scraps either, Stacy, of fabric. I'm limited on room in both houses. Now I keep more fabric than I do paper because of my snippet rolls, but I just can't. I see people with so much paper and I admire them, the patience of keeping it. But man, do you keep yours? And now I've got those done and I'll do my words. This one says wishes. What's that saying? If wishes were horses, we'd all take a. Oh, Stacy, I see. Don't you paint, correct? I know I've watched your channel, but I get some of them confused. I like little things. I can make ephemera, that kind of thing forever. I can't draw to save my life. Tonight I'm going to be on Beth's channel with her. And she does beautiful drawing and I don't. I just don't. Blessings, thought, wishes, dreams. There's blessings. I need that one. I'm not one that has that kind of strong hand. Okay. Now, let's see. Where's my tea bag fabric that I just laid down? Here it is. Pardon my reach. I like the junk journal stuff because I can give them away. I'm not a journaler. However, I use my journals. Like I have a journal over here that I keep reminders on. I started a new page. Um, I have to take my blood pressure and EKG every day, twice a day. So I use that. I've got a doctor one. I've given a lot to a nursing home because I know that there's some that are in a nursing home that can, still write and think. And I thought maybe they would enjoy them. I've put some aside. I didn't get them there, but I want to put them in the little schoolhouses. Oh, that would be neat, Stacy. Yes. Yes, that would be neat. I would love to see you make that one. I knit. I'm not a great knitter. I mainly make scarves and dishcloths, but I like doing it. Let's get a little piece of lace, maybe. Make that word stand out. And I do these kind of factory style. There's one ready to glue. Whoops. And I'll make these all different. Get rid of some of my words out of my way. My sister knits and crochets. She started crocheting in high school. And in high school, or as a kid, I had no interest in crafting. I had no interest in um, learning to knit, and my grandmother did. Who would have been a better teacher than grandmother? No interest. She sewed all of our clothes. Did I want to sew? Heck no. But now, when I don't have her to ask, I want to do it. Wonder what some of this paper towel would look like. I tore some up last night. That doesn't look too bad, does it? Maybe I'll do around the edges so they're not so straight. Did you learn from her, Stacy? I think my mom could. I just don't think it was a huge hobby. I remember her doing some, like she made mints for, I think, my brother's wedding. She made one of my sister's wedding bells, but I don't remember it being a hobby for her. Okay, good. Good for you for being interested then. Shame on me for not. I learned to knit from my best friend's mother because I made the comment I wanted to learn. And she said her mom would be more. Oh, good. Hi, Carol. Stacy and I have just been visiting. we've had some in and out, but I'm glad you can make it. I'm just making these little things for right now. We're talking about how we learn to do our craft. How did you learn to do your painting and embroidery? I find that really interesting how people learn to do those things. I'm just making some ephemera to put on my snippet rolls and in journals. I'm going to try a little of these tea bags I just emptied. I don't know what they'll look like. I don't think they need the fabric. I want my words to show, I think. So we'll put lace on the bottom. I'm going to try stamping on that tea bag. See, that's me. I've taught myself through YouTube and Pinterest. Taught myself to sew. That's how I've learned everything, except knitting. I had a friend's mom who showed me, and my younger sister has shown me a little. And I'm good at copying what other people have done and changing it to my way. I know I had a word. Well, I'll just use this one. But I have no idea how to do. I'm becoming a jack of all trades, I believe. There's that word, hope. You guys are so fortunate you listened to them when you had them. I didn't listen. I was outside. I was more of a tomboy. Now, Grandpa needed a house torn down, and I was more than happy to tear that house down by myself. I tore it down and threw the boards and stuff one summer into the two-ton truck he'd backed up, but no desire for the other. Oh, Daisy, I am impressed. Now I don't do all that. I don't even know how to use the tools. My husband's kind of spoiled me in that respect. He doesn't trust me a lot with just wasting the label with all that. He thinks I'm going to get hurt myself, and I probably would. And my son is kind of the same way. So a crocheted Barbie wedding dress. Oh, Carol. See, my granddaughter would love me to make that kind of stuff. She's a Barbie fan. Yesterday, and I don't know where I picked it up, she found a paper doll of Snow White and the prince, all still intact. So I punched it out and I talked to her about my younger sister. I need to change the camera angle, don't I? Does that help or does that hurt? No. Is it filling your whole screen? I want it landscape. Oh, Carol, that's going to be gorgeous. Do you have a granddaughter that you're giving that to, or do you just do that as a hobby with Barbies? You grew up in a house, Stacy, with 6 men. Though auto stuff came as an adult, I used to own a car service for 24 years. Why pay a mechanic? I did all except the inside of the engine and transmission. I'm impressed. I'm impressed, Stacy. Oh, okay, Carol. I'll do that next time. Turn my camera when I begin. You're just going to sell it. Well, I hope you count your time in that. Wow. Now, I did take a class in high school, and I did learn to check my air filters, change a tire, and that kind of stuff. And my grandpa, when I got my first car in college, gave me a toolbox. And he said, you may not know how to use the tools, but somebody who stops to help you may. And then you have the tools. But that's all I know to do. How cool is that? Okay, let's glue these together. Grandpa was one, though, that the girls kind of stayed in the house. He was always afraid we were going to get hurt. There we go. Lay that there. My Fabri-Tac leaked. Hi, Barbara. I'm so glad you came to visit. We're just chatting about how we learn to do stuff. Some learned from their parents. Some of us by YouTube. And Pinterest, that would be me, Carol, some things. Oh, Stacy. I wasn't. I like the techno. Well, I don't so much like the technology. I'm not very good with technology, obviously. Carol's taught me so much. But I like the dishwasher and the electric stove and all. How you doing, Barbara? I'm just gluing these little things together. The nice thing about making these, it doesn't matter what direction you put them on or nothing. Better than I deserve. Thank you for asking. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I had the grandkids off and on yesterday. My son is keeping them at the house until I get done with this. But if it goes on longer than planned, he works from home. So in the summer, it's nice, unless he has to go visit a farmer. He can work from home. He was going to do office stuff today. He's a private land conservationist. So he can take emails and phone calls and stuff like that all day from home. Okay, so this is what I've got. I've got dreams. There was a way. I'm just too lazy to do it. I'd rather play. But you are so right, Stacy. So right. I have learned to can with all the green beans we've had this year. I think we probably picked 30-gallon at least. And I never canned. Grandma canned and brought it to us. Then my mother-in-law canned and brought it to us. I'd come home and on the basement shelves would be green beans. She lived in this house and always had a huge garden. And then she taught my son to can because he wanted to learn to make salsa and stuff. But yesterday, or the day before, my husband and I learned to can. We figured it out. We had her canner that my son brought up, and he would have done it. He was just behind from being at the fair. He planted them and took care of them, so we were fine. And my husband, I would help him fill the jars, and then he canned them. I'm picking up on my words. And then we have what I don't know how many we have done. My daughter-in-law stepmom wanted some that weren't cleaned or anything, and she told me that she cooks them with bacon and onions, so we've been doing that, and that's been really good. How to can? You want to learn to can? Or do you want to learn to snap green beans? Now, if you want to learn to pick green beans, Barbara, you got to come down here to Missouri and help pick. That's the only way you can learn to pick them. Watching won't teach you how. Ha, ha, ha. Well, you know what? When we had the next batch, well, my son planted a lot of tomatoes. He wants to make salsa, and we'll be getting a lot of corn, and we'll be freezing corn. And maybe I'll make a video of that. It might not be, I'll try and make it live. It's not hard. The picking and snapping and cleaning them's the hard part. Of course, my husband did the canning part, so of course that wasn't hard for me, but I don't think my hand would have been strong enough to have put the lids on and stuff. I don't know. Okay, well, those are done. Are you guys working on something, or are you just sitting drinking your coffee and tea with me? All right. I'm finding. For those of you that saw my magnets, I'm now doing puzzle pieces. I already had these gesso from last summer. And you can pick up puzzles, drinking your coffee, or canning tomatoes. Okay. I know nothing about canning tomatoes, so all right, we will do that for you. Hi, Gail. How are you? You always have such a busy morning. I hope you've taken care of your little dog. These are circles I got from somewhere. I don't know. They were bright colored and I gessoed them so that I could do stuff with them. And these are just puzzle pieces from a thrift store puzzle that I gessoed over last summer. Like I said earlier, I do everything by factory style or whatever. Don't you love grocery pickup? I don't have that here. But our little grocery store in town does still bag them and carry them to your car for you or cart them out to the car for you. I have 30 minutes to the Walmart. We are in a county of 5,000 people. So you travel to do things, but on the bright side of that, it's all farmland. It's kind of a Mayberry. Oh, wow. See, that's how we are in Florida. Everything's so close. You get spoiled. We do have several Mennonite bookstores, if you're familiar with those. And I think Greg and I are going to go to one of them and see what all they have. See, Stacy, I just decorate stuff. Like I said, these were old puzzle pieces, and at the thrift store didn't even put it together. Don't know if they were all there and would have made a lovely puzzle or not. I just sewed them. This one I painted gray just to see what would happen. Bye, Carol. Thank you so much for coming in. Yes, do it before it's too hot. Seven a.m. is the time to go. I one time went to Walmart at midnight with a girlfriend. That was the time to go, let me tell you. Time to go. I've gotten some Happy Melon stuff from some of you. I've got some rice paper, I think it is. It may not be rice paper. It's that kind of, it's decoupage paper. You have a wonderful day, Carol. So I thought we would, Janice gave me these that I may try. I think she stamped them on wrapping paper, which is a cool idea. Stacy, you still here just drinking your coffee and enjoying? Oh, huh. I hadn't thought about that. They might have been doing that. It was just pretty empty when we went, and we weren't even getting groceries. I don't remember now what we were getting. It might have been a bottle of wine. That's very true, Barbara. Good point. These are going to be too big. Okay. I think this pretty little flowered one would be pretty on the back. I'm with you, Gail. I am with you. And if I don't have to, I don't. But all these doesn't bother me at all. I enjoy that. But since I got sick, I hate grocery shopping anyway. My husband kind of took that over. And then like when we got up here, he's the one that went to Keokuk and got all the stocking up stuff that we needed. And I didn't have to. You're going to probably hear the door. That's just somebody coming in and out. It's fine. Yeah, isn't that interesting? We had all these up here, and Gail, you being up here from the north, when I was a little kid, I remember mom going to Aldi's, and we thought that quarter in the cart was so cool. I hear you, Gail. I hear you. The only problem I've had at Walmart with calling in are we don't have this, we don't have that. And I don't like having to decide real quick what I want for replacement. Um, because I don't know. And at least if I'm there, I can look and see. Okay, until the 80s. Okay, and see, that would have been 60s and 70s. Quincy had one. I grew up always having to travel for a grocery store. We had small town ones, but no, and it's not opened around the clock. Ours are still in Florida anyway, open round the clock. I don't know about the ones up here. I'm not driving an hour at that time of day. Isn't that pretty? And now I can I love that. I got that in a Happy Meal. Isn't that the prettiest napkin? That would make pretty fabric. See, let's get, I would like a word on that, I think, but right now I'm going to let her dry. Let's work on one of these circles. And these circles I got at a thrift store. They were all hung together for like a banner or something. I think I'll Put it here. And these are, I could make these magnets, but my magnets are in Florida by just putting this, magnets on the back of them. But I'll probably use them for either a snippet roll or something like that. I wonder about doing something like this with that. If you have any ideas, just let me know. I'm open. This is LTD Collection rice paper. No idea where I got it. No idea. It most likely came from a thrift store or an Etsy store. I don't do Etsy much anymore. I don't buy much anymore. According to my husband and son, they don't think I need anything. Look, well, when I can separate one craft room into two full ones, I probably don't. The thing is, up here, I have a lot more paints and stuff like that. Down in Florida, I have more journal making, laces, stuff like that. I do more sewing up here. I brought my good sewing machine. My old one's down there, but I brought my good one that does embroidery too up here because of the kids. And I brought some fabric up. Well, that's not wanting to stick. There. So I do different crafting in both places. I cut out a bunch of aprons from the fabric I got at Stacy from Pink Poodle's sale. And I got let's do more puzzle pieces. And so I want to make those for Head Start. I run out of people to do a purple one. It was hard, Gail. It was so hard. But it convinced my husband I had plenty of stuff. They both think that I would make Hobby Lobby envied. I wouldn't. It's just, I like it all spread out. I don't put much in tubs because of space. Yeah, Barbara, that's about where I am. Although on my wish list are the wax seals. I would love to have a set of wax seals to play with. I just think they look so fun. But I have my jelly plate here. What I brought up was stuff I could trust Emerson with. So I have my embossing stuff up here. Now I have a stamp and one container of bossing sparkles powder down there. Well, I brought up a truckload. He thought that was more than enough. I think he kind of thought that when we got up here, I wouldn't have time. But my granddaughter lives and breathes crafting. She just loves to color, sew. My grandson loves the hot glue gun. Burned himself yesterday. He goes, I won't do that again. I hated to tell him, yeah, he would. I told him I did. I don't think I ever used my glue gun without burning myself. I like that. But some things I just bought when I got up here that I found that I needed. I bought another paper cutter. I bought some, well, we needed more paint. Gesso, I think I bought when I got up here. But everything else, I split my alcohol inks. I split my inks, which I do need more ink. My ink pads, I split a lot. And then I split my little drawers and stuff, and whatever was in them, I brought up. Well, my grandson loves to iron because he considers that a machine. He loves the sewing machine because it's a machine. He loves the hot glue gun because he can put stuff together for his tractors. Not much. He'll paint. But not much into the coloring and stuff like that. He'll be 10 Friday. So, but he's got jeans up here that he needed Nana to cut off. And I cut off one pair. Yeah, it does figure, doesn't it, Gail? I cut off one pair, wanted to know if they were the right length. And I need to ask him when he's up here so I can get the others cut off for him for shorts. But I think I'm going to make him do that. Measure them. Draw the line with the ruler and cut on the line. I mean, they're cut off jeans. How can you ruin them? He'll wear them on the farm regardless. So, not a problem. Okay, on this one, you guys have any suggestions on what I can do with these? Let's do this one instead of the white. Got napkin. I don't have any that are done. Oh, yeah. I understand that. And that's hard. I only get to spend time with mine up here because we're so far away. You could make a paper clip. I put these like in journals as little text spaces and stuff like that, but I don't have paper clips handy. But I have some paper clips I've made. Well, you could make them as magnets. Where's my paper clips? Here we go. I've even used these kind of clips because I had them making bows for Emerson, and it was so paper clip. It was a folded thing. I could make another one if I had to. I was watching somebody else do them, and made that into a clip. Well, do I have a loose paper clip in here? I don't want to run to the back of the house. Here's one. I don't want to take that one apart. It's little. But yes, you could put a paper clip. I'm sorry, I bumped you again. You could put a paper clip on the back. I just had never thought of that. What a great idea. They would, Barbara. They would. Put a pin on there. Great ideas. See, I just decorate them, which is fun too. Yes, it does, Gail. And that's what I usually do with them. Emerson will come up with lots of things to do with them. She's pretty good at that kind of stuff too. So I will have to try some of those. At the bulk store, Mennonite store, you find all kinds of craft supplies. So I may get some magnets. I know we have lots of paper clips at the back of the house. I like how that distress ink spread. Clean it up a little bit. That's mine. I had a big plastic piece of something I have down under this I could use, but it's bumpy and soft, and I like a harder surface than that. Christmas tree ornaments, Gail. Absolutely. And cute with the words. Make a cute little teacher gift. Absolutely. Cute idea. I'll let Emerson and Jackson make some, and then they could take them to their teacher. I always loved when I taught getting things the kids had made me that I could still use. I had my school Christmas tree way back when you could have those. And here they still do. Was decorated only with ornaments from my students. And I always allowed them to bring some in, and they could take them home later if they wanted. When we took the tree down, I would have them help after the party. But before they went home, I had them take theirs down. But as we waited for the buses, I took my tree down. And they could then get theirs and take it home. And then I kept the new ones on, from unwrapping. And the next, when I put my ornaments in the box, I would put theirs in. I'd join my new ones. I kind of like that one, Dreams with the lace. These are fun. Yes, Barbara, the pen I did does have numerous possibilities. Yes, autism. And I have fabric with little puzzle pieces on it I could use as well. One of the two kids have, I believe, a child with autism in their class. So that would be very befitting for them. Hi, Cheryl. Thank you for coming. How is your morning going? I am just playing with gesso puzzle pieces, kind of like I did with the magnets. I could do this all day, every day with different things. Let's try this flower. You know, my block would be cleaner. Oh, that didn't work out too well. That's okay. We're going to cover it anyway. Didn't have very good control over it without my block. And oh, there's my block. It has a butterfly and something else on it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Thank you, Carol. Enjoyed the visit. Now, if they just come with you from Walmart and put all your groceries away for you, you'd have it made. You take care. Let's see. Let's do another napkin. Let's do it on this one that I inked up. Kind of want the butterfly. Oh, I understand. I went straight from coffee to tea. I try to only do 1 cup of coffee a day. Notice that try. And usually, though, I'm successful with the coffee because fortunately, my husband leaves a cup for me because he knows, and I could make another pot. And I just go to tea. And like I said, I've been doing a lot of tea. Used to only think tea was for when I was sick. Boy, do I think differently now. Two cups and no more. Yeah, I just right now my coffee now has caffeine in it, but oh, good for you, Barbara. Now I do have to drink things with electrolytes. So when I finish my cup of tea, I'll have a glass of something with electrolytes, but then I'll either stick with water or hot tea. Now, Barbara, are you a tea drinker? I mean, is tea as big a deal in Canada as it is in England, the UK? I always wondered that. Maybe not for you, but for others. And I don't have tea time except all day. In fact, I have a thing that dry cereal with your coffee. Do you pour the coffee in or do you eat it separate? Cheryl, I'm sorry, but that's funny. Now I haven't. No, I take that back because I sometimes put it in a bowl and eat it for a snack. But that's only when I have my. You're a breakfast girl. Good for you. I am too. I didn't haven't had breakfast yet, but I like my eat it separately. Okay, good, good. I was kind of worried about if you. I like blueberry fruit in my cereal. Down in Florida, my brother has a blueberry bush, couple blueberry bush, and oh, they've been so good. Well, that turned out pretty, didn't it? I don't know that I've ever used that heart stamp. Milk's good for you. I don't drink as much as I should, but boy, my granddaughter can drink the milk. And I let her. We have to watch that she doesn't drink too much because she's allergic to it, but I want to kind of keep that simple. I got these puzzle pieces, Cheryl, at the thrift store, and I'm having a play with them. Maybe just a little flour. I'm just having a little play. I forget to keep talking. Cheryl, what are you working on right now? Are you drawing or just drinking and eating your coffee? I used my archival ink, so fortunately my heart didn't spread too badly. Now I'm going to put a word on this over the two. Just finishing your coffee. That's what I'm usually doing when others are streaming in the morning. I just sit and drink my coffee. I got these little bottles at the Dollar Tree of Mod Podge, and I just love them. I just refill them. I want to move that. Well, I guess I won't move that. Kind of like that simple. You can tell it's a heart at least. I was worried that you might not be able to tell. Okay, is this one dry? No. Don't know what I'm going to do with it either. I thought I had more words in rice paper, but maybe not. Have this one that says it's always tea time. That says the Mad Hatter on it. I don't know if this is from Alice in Wonderland or not. I never read Alice in Wonderland. You'd think as a teacher and former librarian, I would have. But the movie kind of creeped me out. And then when I coded and was out the whole time, those 6 days, that's where I felt I was. I thought I was in her hole. And so now I'm kind of creeped out by it even more. So I probably will never read the book now unless Emerson happens to get into it, and she might. And then I'll read it so I can talk about it with her. But I'm just, you guys have children's books that creeped you out? You know, they're always saying what movies. I never wanted to read The Wizard of Oz either. I think I'm going to too, Cheryl. It seems like some came in late on that and would kind of like to get it. Okay, now that's going to have to stay to see the S. I might have to trim that. It's always tea time. That may become a magnet for my refrigerator. I really want to use one of these. Janice Gline sent this to me, and I thought these were so cool. And I need to get some wrapping paper, or tissue paper, I guess it is, and stamp on it. Except I hate fussy cutting. I don't know that I like that on there. Where's my block? Here it is. Good for you. I'm sorry you're in pain. I have fibromyalgia, so I kind of understand it. One of the reasons I didn't know my heart was bad. Didn't know I had the symptoms. Oh dear. I haven't heard from 4 of my postcard people, and I haven't heard from several of my ATC people, which is fine. I hope they enjoyed what I mailed them. Well, that's not going to happen. The center of that doesn't want to stamp. Be that as it may. Oh, I thought this was archival. No, it stays on. Sorry, I lied. Let's put some lace on there. Let's put a word on there. Gotta ink it up. Oh, good. I'm glad you got it. And you might have already told me, and I forgot. I won't send you another one. I think I like it better with the lace on the bottom. And then, I wonder what a little flower would look like. There's a lot I forget too. Barbara, you still there? Just relaxing. Oh, that's pretty. I kind of like that. I understand about your memory. I still suffering with a little amnesia. That's okay. There's some things maybe God does not want me to remember. Well, the butterfly didn't work out, but that didn't turn out too bad, did it? I hope I'm not boring you making those. I'm kind of tired of those circle things. I did want to show my Daphne Diary journal I made. I got my first, I don't know if y'all are familiar with Daphne's Diary. I saw somebody with one, and I'd heard people talk about it. And I had a gift card from retirement a year ago to Barnes and Noble, and I showed a flip through, and oohed and I awed over the magazine and book fail. And wanted to make a journal. I saw somebody, no idea who it was, who made a journal out of theirs. Sing Barbara. So I thought, I'm going to make a journal out of my first one. So while Emerson was coloring with me the other day, I had some shabby chic Stamperia paper pad. Not much. I must have used a lot of it. Something I brought up. So I decided to make a Daphne's journal out of some of the pages. Okay, I'm addicted now to Daphne's Diary. Where do you get yours, Cheryl? Barnes and Noble is the only place I found it. Does Walmart or Hobby Lobby or any of those places carry it? So she dreamed beautiful dreams is the words I put on it. Just some flowers I had. Here's a paper clip that said laughter. I put on it eBay. Okay. That may be where I need to look. And then this is scrap period. And this is just some, not almond. Yeah. Is it the almond seeds they use? Avocado dyed paper. I picked up somewhere. A tag I already had. I don't know what kind of paper this is. If either one of you know what kind of paper this is, please let me know. Here's something I made with a napkin, a vintage napkin. It's just a little pocket, but I didn't want to hide the napkin, so I paper clipped it on. Oh, Barbara, you mentioned, or somebody mentioned using, oh, it's too big. It's going to say as a paper clip, one of these fancy paper clips would work, but it's too big. And then here's Daphne's diary paper. Here's just some black lace fabric I scrunched up. This is wallpaper. More Daphne's diary. I bet it is cute. Have you done anything with it, Cheryl? Here's a tuck spot. This is Find the 5 Differences. I don't know if that's in all of them, but you can do that on one page and go back and forth. I do not plan. You can't sell anything with Daphne's diary pages in it. So this is just for my enjoyment. I doubt I ever write on it. I doubt I add anything but things from Daphne's diary. This is from Daphne Diary, those pages that they add to it. I might, add something to the white, but I doubt it. I could just sit and look at these pages, and I still have the magazine of the other ones. Here's some eco dyed paper that I was given that I put in it because it kind of had that theme. Here's the picture. You know how there's always a poster? Galligostinelli. Yes. She uses them for that, for things. Here's just strips of paper I put on there. This is more of that poster paper. This was something you could cut out and make. Part of the paper. Still part more of the magazine. I just love it. And there's a couple of pages that came out of it I didn't want. Here's a poem that she had, and here's a saying, and I really didn't want to fold it and split. Oh, she made one. Okay, now that I didn't realize that she made one. I've seen her use them for her Patreons and stuff. Here's a little thing I just glued on there I had made. And then here's a poem. And more of the page. They're just such beautiful pages. To get to know a person, you need to become his fellow traveler. And these are the backside of those other pretty pages. Look at this. from Stamperia. I used a little bit of my Eco dyed paper that I had torn. Part of the folder. Of the poster. But I just think it's gorgeous. But that's what I decided to do with mine. Here's something else I could do with a pocket. And I don't aim to get this. Oh, I'll make you a mod if you want, if you don't mind. There, now you should pop up now as a mod. And I don't even know how many people knew I was streaming. I'm streaming with Beth tonight. So, all right, you're a mod. Thank you. And then here's more. Color in your garden. Another pocket I can put something in. So it's not done, and I don't know if it will ever be finished. It's just something I like looking at. The coloring page Emerson wanted to do. But that's just a simple, I like making just single signature pages, signature journals. And that's all I wanted. I don't know if I'll do another one like that one or not. So I just kind of did that there. I don't have my color journals up here. I did bring my Happy Mail one. I did bring my prompt one, but that's the only one that I have. Thank you. Thank you, Cheryl. For anybody that's come in late, this is what I started for another snippet roll. I have another one that Janice one. Where's that one? She was my first official viewer. So this is a snippet roll I'm going to be sending her. I won't do a snippet roll every time, but since this is my first official stream, I thought I'd go a little bigger for a prize. I don't have number generator on my phone yet, so then I will do that. Once I get, then I'll, maybe give away something I've made or something like that. But I'm going to, I think, visit and work with this. I've had several drop in. Some had to go ahead and leave. I appreciate those that dropped in. For you replayers, I'm so glad you replay. I don't want to leave you out either. I'd like to figure out a way to include you with the giveaway. Thank you, Cheryl, for posting that. But I've had a lovely visit with Chicken Pot Pie and Tanya and Janice and Gail, AC, and Cheryl. Okay, Cheryl, thank you. I may find another one somewhere and um, make another journal. But I'll enjoy, because she makes beautiful journals. I will enjoy seeing hers. I'm just so glad I had that gift card so I could purchase it. And then I purchased a drawing book to kind of help me draw. So I'm going to be working on this plain fabric snippet roll. Everything I put on it will be a solid color, no prints, which is very much out of my comfort zone. Yes, she does. And I really enjoy watching Diane Hubert's Little Pink Cottage. She only uses, she uses a lot of vintage items that she finds at flea markets. And since I have a lot of vintage items here in this house, she gives me ideas on what I can do with it. Guess you guys really don't want to just see my hand. Slow stitching I thoroughly enjoyed. I got a lot made on the trip up with fussy cutting and some stuff like that. You watch Diane too? Cheryl, we need to live next door to each other. What fun we would have. We tend to like to watch the same people. I don't get on Gales much anymore. I don't really know why. I just haven't. But I do want to watch your Daphne's Diary journal. I've got some rickrack and some lace, some white ribbon. Here's some tiny pink. Got this tea-dyed fabric now. I have some vintage seam binding, I think it is. I've got some red rickrack. And then I have this multi-fiber thing. I'll probably conch on it. Exactly, Cheryl. We'd get our exercise like crazy, whether we needed to or not. I know it wouldn't hurt me. If it's not too hot when I'm done, I think I'm going, and Little Britches gets here. I think she and I are going to go for a little walk. I haven't walked since I've been up here, but I'm thinking of doing a video from my house to hers. It took 2 days to upload my video on the magnet. So I'll see if my son, because he works from home, his internet may be faster. So I'll keep going. I imagine it will be. The only thing is, if my phone's down there, I don't have one. Not that I couldn't just sit down there by the lake and relax and let Emerson swim or something while it uploaded. Yes, it just got uploaded yesterday afternoon, Cheryl. It took forever. I was afraid that it wasn't going to. And I have one I made that I'm just going to do again that never did upload. And that was when I was in Florida living in town. So I'll just do it on a live. What I need to do is make a list of things I want to do on my stream, as well as make videos, because I have all these ideas popping through my head and I know I'm going to forget them. And I have a journal I bought from Diane years ago that I've got some things listed, but I need to add to it. But this is very relaxing. I'm hoping to get it stitched today. Oh my, Cheryl. And you're in West Virginia, correct? That would make it rough. Lightning got both of them. Wow. Anyone hurt? Certainly hope not. Since I saw Lizzie saving strings, I now save strings. It's amazing how much you gather up. Oh, Virginia. Okay. Well, at least I was close in geography, just the wrong state. Well, I've had a busy morning. I started early. For those of you that missed my live stream, I started at 8:30 in order to be careful if I didn't get live and had to practice a few times. I hope, Cheryl, you enjoyed my live stream. I thank everybody who watches the replay for watching. I'd appreciate you subscribing. I will be on live tonight with Beth Schuler. This is July 19th. So if you're watching after this date, I don't confuse you. But I appreciate you stopping in. Bye for now. Thank you, Cheryl. Had a great visit. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Remember, you have a purpose. Bye for now.